Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. As always, I'm John.
What's up, John?
As always, that's
Ken.
Ken. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
John. The secret Speakeasy handshake.
Yeah, speaking of speakeasies, actually, recently I had posted some photos of the speakeasy on this Facebook page. It's called, let me look it up real quick. It is called DIY Garage Bars, Man Caves, and More. Shout out to that group on Facebook. I got a lot of love from there, and I had posted about the podcast at one point, and we got a few followers from it, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to show people, And
Absolutely. I mean, you've done a lot of work down here, especially recently, too. You revamped back here.
Yeah, I did a little cleaning up. It was a mess back here.
Everything looks really good, man.
I reorganized things. You guys can't see it, but I had moved some bottles out and put them behind the bar. I had to reinforce all the shelves back here. That's the reason I never did it in the past, and then it made some room, which was good.
My chocolate's still here.
But John's chocolates are still there.
One left.
But, yeah, shout out to those guys. It's weird, though, because I would say 95% of the people who comment, very awesome comments, positive. But
you always have to have the asshole or two.
You always get someone.
Somebody's always got to make a comment.
And you get like a random person that says, "Where do you live?" And I'm like, well, it's called do it yourself. So, like, if you have a question about, like, the dimension of this or that or whatever,
right.
I'm fine answering that.
What kind of wood did you use for the bar?
Yeah,
that's okay.
Because that's what the group is called.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start telling you my
Where did your
personal
kid go to
information.
school?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
There's some weird ones out there,
No.
or like, I don't want to go into it that much, but it's just some of those comments I'm kind of...
DIY is a cool tag team in WWE wrestling.
Yeah, I don't think they are any kind of relation.
They're not in that?
No,
Okay.
no. I don't know if there's any tag teaming.
Johnny
going on.
Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, Tommaso.
DIY.
It's a cool name. What's your name? My name is Tommaso.
Tommaso Ciampa.
But yeah, once again, shout out to those guys. Thanks, whoever followers we gained from that. Thanks for watching us now and checking out the Speakeasy podcast.
Yeah.
And what do we have here, Johnny?
So we're going to go almost back to the basics, right? Because it's been a while since we did 2 beers in one episode. We've been just doing our bourbon, and we start with our bourbon, and we do that one beer. Last week, there might be episodes where we don't even do beer anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was at Ghost Hawk recently.
Uh-huh.
Our friends over at Ghost Hawk, and I ran into Dom.
Dommy.
It's been a long time since we've seen Dom.
Damiano.
We ran into Dom, and I spoke with the owner, and we got to know the bartenders.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring back some stuff and show them some love today because
Yeah.
Ghost Hawk's becoming one of my favorite places to frequent and one of my favorite places to produce beers.
And honestly, guys, we were actually sipping on this beer before we started, and we're like, dude, this is awesome. We want to, let's
Yeah.
do both beers on the podcast.
Yeah, because we usually do one. We don't do 2. So I was
Yeah.
like, let's drink this, and then we'll do that. And I was like, no, we're doing both because
Yeah.
they're that good.
Yeah.
So actually, Dom gave this one to me. It's called Updraft. It's their new anniversary Maibock. It's coming in at 7
Your Bach or my Bach?
Maibock.
Ah, sorry.
7.3%.
All right.
So a Maibock is, how would you describe a Maibock?
I don't know.
More like a
I think German style, like a
Schlager,
yeah.
Pilsner,
darker
It's not a Pilsner.
kind of. I don't know. Yeah,
lager, Kolsch type of thing.
amberish maybe.
Amberish.
I'm kind of.
So this came out for their anniversary, which they just had recently.
Yeah.
About a month ago.
Oh, dude, remember Dom mentioning that, dude?
Yeah,
And
there were bands and food trucks there, and it looked like a really good time. Our buddy Jeff Nichols was there, who gave us the bacon bourbon.
Oh yeah.
And I remember texting him, being like, "I'm so jealous," because he took a picture. He's like, "Come hang out with me," and I was like,
You
I'm
weren't available, and I don't think I was available either that day either. So
It's the busy time of year, man. Spring's the busy time of year. But
Yes.
I wanted to try this, and let's see how it is.
But hey, before we cheers this, I want to cheers it to Jay, who's been on the show. It's his birthday today. We're filming on Monday, and happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. You
Happy
are
birthday
getting
to
really
you,
old
Jason.
now. Happy birthday to what's he? 50.
Happy 54th, Jason. Happy 54th.
Not 54.
Glasses are
but
getting thicker.
He's still in his 40s, I think.
Glasses
so.
are getting thicker.
Cheers, Jay.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks for being
Happy birthday, man.
coming on the show as
Yeah.
much as you did, and
Nah, we love you,
and
brother.
contributing as much as you did, and yeah. smell this. All right, man. I'm getting that kind of Maibock smell.
Maibock.
Maibock. Let's try it. Oh, yeah. This is good, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
This is real good.
That's really good.
If you had to pick a beer for your anniversary, I think this is the one.
Yeah, they
Great
do
job.
good stuff there, man.
Yeah.
When they first opened, I'm not going to lie, I wasn't the biggest of fans.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't into this. You know, I wanted my IPA. I wanted
I
double
know.
IPA.
I know.
We had, when I worked at Jim Danny's, we had Apex Predator on tap, and I was like, it's all right. Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Now I go there, and I'm like, what do you have besides IPAs?
Yeah.
You know? And I was there last time and had a really good Kolsch, Birdsong, I think it was called. And I tried their new, that's not new, it's their flagship stout, Raven Dark.
All right.
Delicious. Delicious. I want everything but the IPA now. It's insane.
I know.
I haven't been a Brix in forever.
It's amazing though how your taste changes and like how you go from, and it could be just who you're drinking with or your age or whatever, and it's just amazing how much it can change.
I was even there recently with your brother, and your brother's like, "What are you getting?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I don't want."
What's he drinking?
He's drinking the IPA, which
Okay.
he was drinking this nonstop,
Okay.
which we'll go through. We'll have that later. Which is it's really good.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for I want the Stein, you know, I want the lager, I want the
Stein.
foam on the head,
Yeah.
and I love head.
Yes. I like it. Yeah, I mean like the IPAs, like your
I mean, I still do the IPAs.
yeah, like I mean, they're still good. But like you can get like a nice treehouse or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of which, Jay's actually for his birthday he went up there. Yeah,
jealous.
he went up there.
Well, if he didn't bring us anything back, he's not coming back on the show. But I do. I go in and I'm like, so what do you have besides the IPAs today?
Yeah.
You know, it's such an odd. It blows my mind that
Yes, I know, and I like that these breweries are
they're doing it.
they're like autodidact. You know, they're a lot of their stuff is not even like those hazy IPAs. They're kind of like, you know what? I'm not doing what the masses want necessarily.
I went to
all the time.
alternate ending a month ago, a
Yeah.
month and a half ago with Jay and my wife and his family, and it was like a list full of lagers, and then there's like a couple of just IPAs at
Yeah.
the bottom, and I was like, no.
And
That's
I went to
awesome.
Reddington Brewery in Reddington not too long ago, which is a cool spot. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Reddington, Pennsylvania.
No.
No, that's Reading.
Yeah, it's
Where's
Reddington.
Reddington?
It's like kind of more southwest of here, I guess you would say.
Oh,
Like
okay.
you like remember like Flemington.
Oh, okay.
Like Conclave, maybe
Gotcha.
in that direction or something.
Gotcha.
Cool spot. Very nice and very woody, nice looking spot. Really nice looking spot.
They give
And
you a Woody?
yeah, well, you know what the cool thing about it? We talk about how breweries cater to kids. They have a whole playground there and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's a hop farm. They grow their own hops too, which is pretty cool.
I mean, it's spring now, right? We got to start doing that more. We got to
Yeah,
start
I
taking the
know.
families out.
We've been talking
and,
about it.
You know,
Yeah, I know. I hear you, brother. I hear you.
my wife would totally go. Like if she's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm like Ken and Marie are going. So like,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. Yeah.
Mario, Ken and his boyfriend Mario.
Too late now, brother.
Yeah.
But awesome beer, Ghost Hawk.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Happy anniversary to you guys,
Happy
Dom. Cheers, buddy. We know you're a regular there.
We miss you, Dom.
Cheers
It's
to the
been a long
guys
time since
over there. Tito, my boy over there, man. I like Tito.
Bartender Christian and the owner Steve. Yeah, really
Cool,
cool
man.
people, man. There's always food trucks out there. Every Friday night, Saturday night. There was an empanada truck there when I was there last week.
Yeah.
The week before was a Holy Grail Burgers. There's always a DJ spinning some crazy music. And you have
Rutt's Hut across the street.
Rutt's Hut, the most famous hot dog
Which
in
I
America.
think was actually, the most famous one, in America, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, we did that on the show about a year ago.
Yeah,
maybe
the
more.
Ripper. Then they have
Yeah,
the
famous
Weller,
relish.
and they have all those different kinds of the
Yeah, just get the
cremator.
Ripper. The cremator, I bought the cremator once, and
It's
I
like
didn't.
crunchy, probably.
I didn't know what it was gonna. It just like it turned into powder in your mouth. Yeah, no,
That's
not what I thought it was gonna be.
That'll be a pass
Just go
for
with the
me.
Ripper. Yeah, go with the Ripper.
Yeah,
And cool.
good stuff. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
Absolutely.
In other news, what else is going on recently, Johnny?
Well, how would you feel if you paid a large tuition for your child to go to school,
I know where you're going.
and what they did was protested, took over the dorm or the hall or wherever it was,
Yeah,
was all over the news creating trouble?
yeah.
How would you feel about that? Would you be happy with your child?
I mean, there's certain.
I'm standing up for my rights, Dad.
I mean, there's certain causes, certain things. I guess it would be contingent on what it was. If, say, a teacher was accused of doing something with them, one of the students, or doing something of that sort.
What if they were running around Palestine flags going, free Palestine, free Palestine?
In that
free
case,
Palestine.
it baffles me, some of that, and I feel there's a lot of hypocrisy going on there, and I feel like there's a lot going on there that I find a lot of them to be almost naive. To I send one of those guys over there to.
Yeah, we'll see how much you want to be on their side there.
Yeah,
and it's not even being on their side. It's just the fact that what are you doing? You're causing a mess.
Yeah,
you're not getting anywhere.
No.
Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen of it. I think there's other ways to do things, and I don't think that the way they're going with it is.
You know what you can do? Go to school, get good grades, change this country for the better. Mm-hmm. Don't sit outside throwing fireworks, wrapping your head in blankets.
And they took the freaking American flag down and they put the Palestine flag.
Can you imagine?
I'm sorry, man. Isn't that like treason, man?
Can you imagine?
Back in the day, Americans would be the one hanging you, not the Palestinians, if you were to go over there, because that's what they'd probably do to you there, Especially if you're gay or any of that, Forget it. You know what they do to gay people out there? Man, do you realize what they do to you out there? I think that they have it a little bit backwards. And the thing to keep in mind, too, this would never, ever have gone this route, at least now, because I know that they've been warring and going at it for some time, but this was all recently triggered by what happened at that festival, that music festival, where they came in, they killed, they kidnapped, they raped, they did things that a human being should not do.
I just think it's utterly ridiculous that, and half, like we talked about it before, half the people that are protesting don't even go to these schools.
Yes.
They take over these kids' minds.
Yeah.
And they talk them into, hey, let's do this. And, we'll take over the Hamilton Hall. We'll take it over. And we'll show them.
You know who else took over people's minds? Hitler.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
No.
But what I'm getting at is,
yes.
What we're getting at is, don't be brainwashed by this,
Don't be brainwashed.
man.
Don't be feeble-minded. I love the fact that people want to, it's America, right? We have our amendments. We're allowed to speak up for ourselves. We're allowed to protest. We're freedom of speech. You're not getting anywhere. There's a way to go about it. You want to go to the park and chant and do whatever, but now you're taking over the college.
Yeah.
You have all the cops out there. Now they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
They have to watch you and what you're doing. And now you got crime going on down there that they can't be a part of.
Yes.
Kids are getting arrested. They don't even know why they're getting arrested.
Yeah.
They don't
think
understand.
These cops want to be doing this either?
No.
You think they want
You're
to
putting
be
them
there?
in danger as well. You're putting yourself in danger. You're putting the cops in danger.
Who's the real terrorist?
You're getting nowhere.
Who's the real terrorist?
Yes. You go and take over a building in your college. You're letting kids that they want to go to class, they want to go to sleep back to their dorm. You're holding them hostage. You are now the terrorist.
Yeah, and they feel that they have the right to say, "We need water. We need you to take care of us."
Yeah, Columbia University, we're thirsty. We demand water.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
You get shit.
Do you know what you're doing to that college right now?
You get shit.
You're taking a good, prestigious college.
Prestigious.
And you're stamping asshole on it now for forever.
Yeah.
Because of what you're doing and your actions. And,
and not for nothing, if that was my kid there and I saw my kid, imagine turning on the news and seeing your kid.
I know.
And you pay thousands and thousands of dollars for your kid to go to school and you see them wrapped in a blanket with a Palestinian flag.
I know.
Wow. What?
Did you see that clip of that lady? It was like a mom, and she saw her son there, and he had like his face wrapped or whatever, but he was like throwing stuff at the cops. And she went there, and she like grabbed him and started beating him.
Good
Get
for
your
everybody.
ass over here.
Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, no. Bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a fight you're never going to win.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be involved. The United States should not be involved in what's going on over there. Let them figure it out. They've been doing this for years and years and years and years and years and years. Let them figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's take care of here first.
Did you mention we talked briefly on this before? Did you mention it was like an SNL skit or something?
Yeah,
Right?
there was an SNL skit with Kenan Thompson, right? And it was pretty funny. He was like, I guess one of his, it was like he was a dad of a kid who went to Columbia, and he's like, I admire these kids for protesting, blah, 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 but it's okay for your kid. And they're like, but sir, we saw your kid. Not my kid. I'm glad for your kid, you know? And it was just, it was funny because it's like, yeah, we, as parents, you're like, oh, good for them. And as soon as you see your kid, you're like, what? All the money.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't watch SNL really that much. I did watch Jay had sent that Beavis and Butthead skit recently.
God, that was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen.
That was pretty funny.
And did you see those two guys went to like an award show?
Yeah, I saw that.
Dressed like that.
I saw that.
Oh my God.
Hey, you know, it's shocking to see that they can still put out something that is funny. And you see how far you go, like with like that Beavis and Butthead skit or something, when you're not being too political with stuff and having your own agenda out there. You know,
you can have fun.
You can have fun without offending half the country. You know.
Listen, we're not. I mean, me personally. You know, I'm not on one side. I'm not on the other. You know, I'm watching them kill each other. Do I agree? I don't agree with war. I'm a peaceful man.
Yeah.
Let there be peace. But if there's going to be a fight, let them fight it out.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of and I could see some points to it. I know, unfortunately, with the whole Gaza thing, there are a lot of innocent people getting killed. And
because Israel is not that innocent, folks. They're not that innocent.
Yeah. And then when we've seen with, you know, the whole drama with Benjamin Netanyahu or whatever, and how he's kind of not necessarily playing by they're almost like is there going to be a peaceful resolution? Both sides have to play by the rules at this point to make sure that there's no more death, no more, you know, the hostages get returned and all that stuff, you know, to make it work. You kind of have to come together. They've lost both. I think more Palestinians have died from this than, you know.
Well, do you think Israel's a force to be reckoned with? Or do you think Israel's like the tough guy because they got people around them?
Well,
like when I used to go to like bars and stuff, I'll fight the biggest guy because I know I got like 5 people with me and they'll get my back.
I know, but that's the thing. You have to. There's a fine line sometimes, and you have to watch what you do, watch what you say, because if you don't play by the rules,
you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Not everyone's gonna have your back. And I mean, we've been dealing with it, and we've been dealing with it between what's going on there, what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. And all that stuff. So
guess who always has to get involved? Guess who?
Why are we always Big Brother, man? Why are we always Big Brother? Why? I understand to an extent. You know, like if you saw an old lady getting attacked on the street, are you going to let that happen?
No.
You're going to step in. You're going to do what's right, and that's kind of what's happening a lot of times when it comes with war. You have like a big bully, like Russia might be picking on Ukraine because, you know, whatever reason they want to get more of their land and they're pissed off that they, you know, doing their own thing or whatever. And yeah, you have to stand for it and whatever. But I mean, how far and how long is this going to go for? How much American tax dollars can we spend on these things? Because it's coming out of ultimately the taxpayer's pocket.
Absolutely.
And things aren't going to help.
Our big cities are turning into shitholes.
Yeah.
New York, Philadelphia is the biggest shithole of the country.
Yeah, we have a lot of problems over here. But and we've mentioned it before, like our veterans, man. Like there's homeless people who serve this country, put their lives on the line for this country. Yeah.
It's like beating a dead bush, man.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense to me a lot of times.
Feeble-minded kids who think they're great now, this generation of...
Then they can, if they want to put up the Palestinian flag and they want to do that, then go fight for them. Jeez. Go over there and fight for them then.
It's Generation Sissy, man.
Yeah.
Generation Sissy.
That's what they should call it. Generation Sissy.
Generation Sissy.
Yeah.
All big talk. And then when you get arrested, the cops take you, I didn't do anything. What did you do? My freedom of speech. No, you're committing a crime.
Yeah. Follow the rules, people. If you want to protest, you want to walk with your little freaking picket and do whatever you want to do, fine, man.
Fine. But once you start setting off fireworks, ripping up American flag, taking over colleges,
attacking and screaming and do whatever they're doing to the Jewish people who are part of that school that are coming on campus, you know.
That's another thing that just drives me absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say the poor, like, yeah, the Jewish kids that are trying to go to school, and you got regular, normal kids like throwing shit at them and beating them for what? You're not even. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of
you
wrong
shouldn't
things.
be involved.
There's a lot of wrong things. There's a lot going on. There's a lot, Yeah.
Did we just take the side of the Jews or the sides of the Palestinians? I don't know where we went.
I don't think we're taking sides on that, man. And there's so many ways to look at it. I mean, I'm sure you heard Trump had said, if you're Jewish and you vote for Biden, you should be really upset with yourself or whatever he had said.
He's another one.
Yeah, and then you got Biden who's looking just to please everyone, and he's like, oh, you don't, okay, I'm going to talk about that, and we'll give free education to everyone, and
let's talk about Israel and the Jews. I love mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I think they do too.
So there's a war going on. Oh, look at that bird.
Oh, God, he's got to go.
Yeah, he does. He does. Anyways, let's cut this topic. Let's go into, you want to do bourbon or another beer?
Yeah, let's do our bourbon.
All right, so right next to Ghost Hawk, conveniently, is Silk City. Silk City is they do not only just do bourbon, they do...
like rum, gin.
Cool.
Different spirits.
I went there once with John.
It's a small, tiny distiller.
Yeah.
And I went there after Ghost Hawk.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they're directly next door. And this came out in, I believe, March.
All right.
And I really wanted to try it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a single barrel.
It's Silk City Distiller, straight bourbon whiskey, single barrel proof. So
they made a pretty big deal out of it because it's a single barrel.
And it was uncut and unfiltered, right?
It's uncut. I love uncut.
Batch number 216, bottle number 121. Let's see.
They cut off too much when they
come out of Clifton, and
110 proof, yeah.
Yeah, 110 straight from the barrel, unfiltered, uncut, the purest expression of bourbon, aged at least 2 years. That's interesting that they put aged at least 2 years because typically a single barrel, the age statement on that.
Now, I was a little tipsy that night that I got this and picked it up. I think the girl might have said it was 5 years.
Okay.
Because that's in my head. Because I did do a 7-year bourbon that night.
Yeah.
It wasn't a single barrel, though. But it was a 7-year whatever.
Then put it.
I think their flagship
Don't
is
sell
like
yourself short.
mash.
Don't sell yourself short. If you have a 5-year one, put 5 years. Because when you put age at least 2 years, you think blended whiskey.
Right.
Because they have to give you the youngest age statement, basically.
Right.
If it's straight from the barrel, single barrel, then you should know, well, it's been in that barrel for 6 years or 7 years or whatever. Put that on there.
But I mean, it's a small warehouse, right?
Yeah. And dude, when I was pouring this, the label is actually very silky.
Yeah,
it almost dropped.
You can't tell where the glass ends and the label starts.
Yeah. But it's cool, though.
I mean, it's not a Michter's, it's not a Buffalo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's to me, Silk City, it's a good, solid, small time. Good stuff. I think.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. If you want a bourbon and beer, you go to Ghost Hawk, and then you go to Silk City, or vice versa, and
And they do a great smoked old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I only went the one time. It was a cool spot, nice little space they had going on there. Let's get the nose on this. Okay.
It smells sweet.
I'm getting like a little of that molasses. I'm kind of getting that kind of like single malt characteristic or something on there. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Malty. Like chocolate malt flavor.
Yeah.
It's dark though.
Yeah. Let's try it out. Cheers, bud.
Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got it on your face? Mm-hmm. Heard of that before.
Oh, that was too big of a sip.
All right. Well, I'm going to start on this.
Go ahead.
Taste-wise, I'm still getting kind of that single malty, a little smokiness to it, but not like peaty smoky necessarily, like when you have a Scotch. If I were to compare it to something, I almost say it's got kind of like a Texas whiskey feel to it, and almost like a Balcones or something like that, And it's
I wish it hung out a little bit longer before it went away.
It needs a little bit more lingering, a little more hang time.
The heat goes on the back of the tongue a little bit, and then
I think that's what we should call for now on, hang time.
Hang time? Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It needs a little more hang time.
It needs a little more hang time.
Yeah.
But it does go down smooth.
Yeah.
It doesn't burn the chest.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to mix it with a little bit of agua.
Yeah, let's see how that goes. A couple drops. It levels it out a little.
It's
Yeah.
tasty. It's tasty when you mix it with the water.
What else am I getting on there, man?
I think you hit on a nail on the head when you said molasses, though.
Yeah.
And it is, like you said, very malt forward.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
One of my favorites from them is the maple that they put out every fall.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
we've
that
had
one.
Yep. I remember having that.
I've had quite a few from them.
Yeah.
And I was, I don't want to say reluctant to buy it. When I went there, I had it. I was already drinking, and I was like, "This is phenomenal."
So you're saying you bought it because he was drunk?
No. And I wanted to bring it back for the show because I think this might be the first time they put out a single barrel.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And I like it.
I just wish they put that the actual age statement of
Actual
this.
age, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would have been pretty cool to see because especially if it's the first time they're putting it out there.
I think for a small spot, I think that they put out some quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell the.
But it makes me wonder though. Is that maybe it would have, if it was aged a little longer, would have that have
Right.
affected the hang time on it?
It probably would have. Yeah.
And that's the thing. I kind of want to know what it is. If it's like 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, or whatever. Once again, it's a single barrel.
I can find out, or hopefully maybe we tag them. They'll watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can answer for us.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is not the only thing they produce. They produce other things.
They have
too,
a lot of bourbons and a lot of whiskeys there. Yeah.
Cool stuff.
They do bourbon in like rum barrels.
Yeah.
They use Ghost Hawk next door. They'll take their like stout barrel.
Gotcha.
IPAs. Like they mix their stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Hey man, I appreciate the creativity, man. You guys did some cool stuff here. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Cheers.
I believe the bottle was $54 plus tax.
Okay.
Which is not a bad price for that size bottle. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not a Michter's. It's not a, Buffalo Trace is a little cheaper. But I feel like there's a little bit more flavor in this.
Yeah. Well, if you're in the Clifton area, stop by Ghost Hawk, stop by Silk City, and stop by get a hot dog at Rod's Hut.
Hell yeah.
In no particular order.
Yes.
Yeah. And,
Cheers, Silk City. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Awesome stuff.
So, next on the agenda.
You want to do the beer first, or you want to talk about this first?
All right, let's pour the beer, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I'll throw it in there so we can talk and drink.
Mm-hmm. Because I want to bring up the Netflix Tom Brady roast.
We'll talk about it. Absolutely.
One of the funniest roasts I've ever seen.
Yeah.
One of the most controversial roasts I think that they've had in a long time.
Okay.
Did you watch it?
No, but I've watched enough on it.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, well, you know how we talk about guilty pleasures and everything like that. Like for instance, like my wife is like crazy into like Bravo stuff and like the Real Housewives and Below Deck and
I love Below Deck
and Vanderpoop and all that stuff.
Vanderpoop.
And my guilty pleasure is TMZ, and they've been talking a lot about it on TMZ. I know it's whatever.
TMZ.
I like TMZ because it's almost like they talk about real things once in a while, but then they have the fun stuff with it too.
Who do you like better, Harvey or the guy with the dreads?
Oh, I feel like they're twins, man. Dude, have you ever seen those
They don't
guys?
look the same at all.
Next time you watch it, I know one guy's black, one guy's white, one has dreads, but if you look at their eyes and you look at everything, if you said that's a black version of Harvey and vice versa, you'd be like, oh my God, they do look kind of the same.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Definitely watch it.
I'm indifferent. You know, but I do like how they try to, for some point, they try to get both sides of the story and not be necessarily biased. They don't. I never get that super biased feel from them. You know, because to me that's more like that's true journalism. If you can't tell what political view someone has or whatever. And John loves them because they post who dies first. Always,
well, sometimes I beat them though. I beat them.
Yeah.
I put out who dies first. Nobody's died real lately, right?
I don't know what's going on.
OJ was like the last big death.
Yeah.
But nobody's really dying.
There was that one guy who was in. You never watched Lord of the Rings, I think, though. He was in that. He was in Titanic. I don't know if he was the captain guy or something. He passed away recently.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. I think it was a couple roles, but he just not too long ago. Maybe a couple days ago.
He don't count.
I don't remember his name. He don't count.
So
That stuff. We'll talk about this and we'll talk about that. Yeah.
So this is called Intricate Order, and this is volume 4.
Ooh.
In quotations, 20. 420. This came out on 420.
Does it taste like weed? Yeah.
Intricate Order. It is a IPA.
All right.
With Rawaka and HBC 586 hops.
Yeah.
Okay. It's coming in at 6.5% alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And this is supposed to be good stuff. Yeah, this came out on 420
All right.
this year. Intricate Order Volume 4.
Yeah.
There's 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if we've ever had them. But I did have this there, and I thought it was very good.
It's got a very distinct smell. Almost like earthy.
Piney.
Yeah.
IPA-ish.
Weed.
It's been a while since we've done a good
Cheers, man.
double IPA on the. Well, I don't think it's a double. But
Oh, this is good. And I'm getting that kind of a similar taste, too. Earthy.
yeah. Yeah, you're getting that earthy, piney
Yeah.
IPA taste that
Yeah.
you're supposed to get.
Yeah.
Not lactosey
Not-
pineapple.
Not overly bitter. Not overly
No.
bitter. Not super pineapple in your face or anything. I don't even know if I'm getting really any pineapple. It's a good sipper. What was the ABV? Did you say it? I'm sorry.
6.5.
6.5,
So it's not high.
7.3.
Yeah, this one was higher than that.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Every time I hear 7.3, I think about Molson Triple X. I think that was 7.3 from Canada when back in the day when you couldn't
get that here.
a high ABV beer and you'd have to go to Canada and bring it back across the border, you know.
And my address was 73 where I lived.
Now everyone knows.
No, I don't live there now.
Oh, no,
Growing up, my address was 73.
Now everyone knows the people who bought John's house.
Was your address 65?
Mine? No.
Damn. No, it's good. I like
Yeah.
this.
Good stuff. Ghost Hawk, another good one.
It's been a while since we had a
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's been a while since we had a decent IPA, but it's been a while since I think we did an IPA.
Yeah.
To be honest
all over
with
the
you,
place.
we've
We're
been all
doing-
over the place lately.
I know.
a lot.
We've done like no beers some episodes. Today we thought it was special. Let's do 2 beers because
Yeah.
we got the 2 here and we're like, screw it. Let's just do it. We're trying to break away from the rhyme and reason of our podcast a little bit here and there and doing things a little bit. We want to give you the impression of that, and we want to get that impression, feel that we're just chilling and having drinks, and that's it.
Which we are.
Yeah.
But I think we have to admit, I think we have to be men and admit that we're getting old.
Yes.
This is getting heavy for us. And we are leaning more towards this side of the
Yes,
counter.
and it's not just that too. Is that a lot of the whiskeys and bourbons we have appeal a little bit more to the masses as well. Some of these local ones. We'll give a shout out any day to our local people, and we're proud to do it. But
I don't think it's a
yeah.
secret that we've been doing less. That in our personal lives, we're doing less beer lately. And
Yes.
we're sipping on more whiskey and
Yes, that's my.
That's what I mean.
That's
Like,
my
you know,
nightcap.
where-
Exactly. I got you.
You know, I don't have 25 different beers in my fridge anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I have 1, 2, but I'll have 25 different.
I have a lot. I don't know how old they are.
You know, it's
And my go-to, it's been like I've been drinking a lot of Peronis lately with things.
oh my
man.
god, my go-to is Stella.
Yeah.
You know, I go to the liquor store and I look at. I want to see what they have from the breweries. And I look and I'm like, that's a good IPA.
All our
That's
craft
great.
beer fans are looking at us now
I
like,
know.
what are you doing?
Oh my god, they have other half. Let me get a 6-pack of Stella.
And listen, I love craft beers, but the craft beers don't always love me, and that's the issue.
You know what I find when I go to the brewery itself, I'll drink 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
When I'm at home, I'll stare at it and I'm like, I'm gonna sip on that tonight.
Yeah. And sometimes you have more than one though. That's the other thing with bourbon.
Well, you have a lot more.
What's your limit? What's your cap for bourbon?
There's no cap.
You don't have like a limit that you say I can have only this much and then it's going to ruin my next day.
No.
Oh, I do.
No.
Yeah. I'll say 3 small glasses is my limit.
That's it?
Yeah.
No.
3 small. Wow. Sometimes that last one I slip and pour a little extra, but
Yeah, no.
so, and just because I'll watch a movie, I'll do whatever, hang out with my wife, we'll watch some TV or a series or something like that, and I'll just sip here and there. And
While you're sipping though and you're watching TV, it goes down fast, and you're like, oh shit, I need another one.
It's weird though, because sometimes I'll pour a glass, and you would think the natural thing would be to drink it right away. I've had glasses sit there,
me
for
too.
40 minutes before I
Not
even
40 minutes, but
or half hour maybe, and before I even take my first sip.
Yeah,
But
no,
then
me
once
too.
that first sip happens, forget it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not like we've got some kind of like problem, like, oh, I got to drink it right away. I need to have it right now.
yeah,
you
no.
know, no, it'll sit there. I'll let it breathe. I'll let it do its thing.
No,
you
same.
know,
Absolutely.
you know. So, all right, back to the roast.
The roast of Tom Brady on Netflix.
Yeah,
3 hours long.
that's too long, dude. That is too long.
It is. They've edited it since then.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it the next morning before it was edited. Now it's edited out.
And I just watched bits and pieces. Enough of bits and pieces. I'm actually happy I only watched bits and pieces because you said it's 3 hours long. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people were not funny at all.
You
Some people were really good.
Did you watch the unedited version?
Yes.
Because I know they edited out because like Kim Kardashian was booed at one point.
Yeah, I don't
or
get
something.
that. I mean, she was booed, right? In the beginning when she walked up. And I think even like Kevin Hart was like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
But she was pretty funny. Like she said some clever stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I thought she made fun of her like her father. Like, oh, it's not the first. You know.
Oh yeah.
So it was funny. I thought it was funny.
Way to go, Kim. Make fun of your dead father.
Yeah,
But yeah.
and OJ, you know what I mean? And Jeff Ross came out with an OJ jersey on,
Oh, did he?
and I don't remember what it said in the back, but it had like blood stains on it. It
Oh
was funny.
God. Speaking of Jeff Ross, he got a little heat for talking about Robert Kraft, huh?
So Tom Brady actually had control over that roast.
Oh, okay.
There were certain things that they were allowed to talk about and certain things they were not allowed to talk about. They were not allowed to speak about Robert Kraft and his massage parlor experience.
Yep.
And as soon as Jeff Ross got out there, he had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
And you see Tom Brady looked uncomfortable. He went to the edge of his seat first and he looked. And then he got up and he says, "You're not going to talk about that shit anymore."
Yeah.
When Jeff Ross got interviewed, he was like, "Oh, that was all in fun. That was a joke. He didn't really mean it, no."
Sure.
And then when I heard Andrew Schultz get interviewed, he was like, "No, man, that was number one on the list. Don't talk about Robert Kraft, 'cause I think Brady and Kraft are very close."
Yeah.
And it was fun. Bill Belichick came out. He did great.
I saw
was hysterical.
that. I saw that.
The only uncomfortable part is when they made Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft cheers and have a drink together because they don't like it. There's no way they like each other.
Well,
There was a lot of making fun of Bill Belichick about not having a job right now.
well, they've worked with each other long enough where they can probably bury the hatchet a little bit, you know. And
Yeah, it's still fresh though.
yeah.
It's fresh. You know.
But then there's people like that one. What's that one woman, that blonde comedian, whatever?
Nikki Glaser. Oh my God,
She doesn't even know him. Though.
Funniest.
She never even talked to him
No, but you know
before.
what? She's a roaster and she's so funny. She actually made fun of Maura Gronkowski more than him.
Oh, yeah.
You know? She's like, "Tom, all that crypto money that you bought," and she's like, "Even Gronk went up." And said, "Gronk, no, not real money." You know what I mean? Like, it was. Oh man,
That
it was
actually is
so
funny. Well, speaking of Gronk, though, I saw what was it? I think it was Edelman, maybe, and he had made a joke like, everyone always asks if Gronk is hung or whatever. Well, he's not the only tight end who played for New England that was hung, and he's referring to Hernandez.
There was a lot of Aaron Hernandez jokes. It actually was a little bit uncomfortable. There was a lot of Aaron Hernandez
Think about it,
jokes.
though. Think about it. He had a wife that has been through enough, you know, or I think they were married. He had a child that looked towards her father as almost like a hero. Maybe, I don't know how. I mean,
The kid was little, but
it's and to see it come out like this, what gives some of these people the right to do that? You know, it's kind of messed up.
I mean, it's a roast. Anything goes. And Aaron Hernandez was a part of Tom Brady's
I know.
past, and
not to get, the guy's a murderer. Don't get me wrong, but I know he had a crappy past, and he dealt with his own personal issues, and maybe he had that whatever thing.
he's a gangbanger, man.
He was a gangbanger. It's just funny when you say that. And he had that. What do they call that?
CTE?
Yeah, possibly.
Well, he was
and-
fucked up. He got a lot of hits to the head, and that's no excuse, man. The dude was doing that shit in college. He always hang out with the wrong people, and
The bottom line is he took someone's life. and
Took someone's life.
and he ended up taking his own.
And you know what? The punishment fit the crime.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, but I still do you think his family, his wife, his kid, do you think that they deserve to keep
I don't think that's thought about.
Yeah.
I think it's let's give Tom Brady as much shit as we can. And Tom Brady was a part of this guy.
Yeah.
And we're just going to throw this at him and make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. And he didn't get heat just for some, because that was, the wife of Aaron Hernandez was pretty pissed off.
I'm sure.
And not just that, Giselle.
I was going to say, and Giselle,
Yeah.
they bashed her. They didn't even bash her. They praised her and bashed him about her.
And he's like, you left your wife and kids for supermodel wife for football?
For a 6-9 season? What's wrong with you?
And then what's that? The woman comment you're just talking about the rings and everything. He has. Now he has one more ring.
He said Giselle gave him back the ring, and then even Randy Moss is like, "Can I get one of those?"
Yeah.
Randy Moss is like, "You didn't. Why didn't you cheat when I was there? Am I not good enough to cheat for? You run all these rings and you didn't win when I was there."
I know.
They talked about the Deflategate.
Oh yeah, he's like, you could have paid me $100,000. I would have told you.
Yeah. You would have gave me $20 million.
Whatever it was.
The NFL spent $20 million investigating. If you would have gave me the $20 million, I just would have admitted it.
Yeah, but back to what we're saying too about Giselle and everything. She was ticked.
I'm sure
she was ticked,
I'm
and
sure
I think Tommy Boy. Because I was watching on back to TMZ how they were saying for Mother's Day he put a picture of his mom with one of his kids, and then a picture of Giselle with the kids and his
Jack
and his first wife or whatever,
Bridget Moyana,
or was it wife or girlfriend? I forget. And
they made fun of her too.
And they made fun of that he left her while she was pregnant.
Yeah, made fun of him. Yeah.
So
and every time they did that, he took a drink and he was like.
Yeah. So basically, I think he felt he had to have some guilt after all of this because he had posted these photos of these great women in his life and whatever that he felt the need to do that for this past Mother's Day, which was, hey, by the way, happy Mother's Day to our wives.
Happy
and our
Mother's
moms.
Day.
Yeah,
absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yeah, we don't want
to. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you,
motherfucker. One of the funniest things though is Giselle cheated on him or left him for a Taekwondo karate guy.
Yeah.
Right? And one of the comedians, I don't remember who it was like, Giselle was getting what do you say? Giselle was getting fucked in the ass while he's kicking he's fucking Giselle in the ass while kicking your ass. You can't compete with that. He's fucking her in the ass while kicking your ass. And it was just funny, man. And he looked so uncomfortable. They made fun of his his appearance because it looks like he's had work done, right? Like your cheekbones have never been higher.
Yeah.
But then one of my favorite people ever came out.
Who's that?
Right? Mr. Ben Affleck. You know my love for Ben Affleck. I've stated
I heard he was horrible.
Multiple times before.
Yeah.
He gave me anxiety. I couldn't wait for him to get off the stage.
Yeah.
He made no sense what the hell he was talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of joke he was trying to do. But he was going on and on and on. And I'm looking and I'm like, dude, you gotta go.
Get off the stage.
Get off the stage, yeah. Nothing you're saying is funny.
It always seems always the same people that do these roasts. Like Lisa Lampanelli used to do it.
Yeah, she wasn't there this time.
Jeff Ross.
She's always hysterical. Jeff Ross is the roast master.
Yeah.
Even Peyton Manning came out. He was funny.
Yeah?
Peyton Manning was funny.
Did he
and
mention
he's done a roast or two.
Did he mention anything about being the GOAT or this or that or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he said something about how Eli, because Eli's screwed him quite a few times, Yeah. And even Eli, he wasn't there, but he did an interview, and he's like, "Nah, I didn't want to do that to him. I didn't want to screw him for the fourth time or something."
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it was.
I
funny,
heard
man.
about that.
Gronk was funny, but Gronk was freaking.
Wow, that makes sense.
He couldn't even read a teleprompter. He kept going on. Even Kevin Hart was like, "Wait, let's wrap it up."
Yeah, let's move it, Gronk. I mean, if it ended up 3 hours, it makes sense now.
Yeah. Dana White was there. He did a little bit of something from the audience, and
I saw it too. There was another thing that Dana White popped up on TMZ today. I was watching it, and he was cracking up because had a video of himself in his car, and he was looking out the window, and it was a FedEx guy, and this FedEx guy was taking it was a big thing of packages, and he was just throwing them into the truck. And he was doing some of his frisbees. He's doing like this and that. The guy got fired.
And then tomorrow he's going to fight for Dana White in the UFC.
Yeah, I know. All right, John, let me ask you.
But if you didn't watch it, check it out. It was funny, man. Kevin Hart's hysterical. It was funny.
I don't mind.
It was funny.
I don't mind. But let me ask you this. Would you have people do a roast on you?
No, negative.
Negative.
No.
Right.
My anxiety, I'd be way too stressed out.
Yeah, too many skeletons in your closet.
Yeah.
Would you do it on someone else?
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you feel that the level, because I mean, when I look at a roast, I think it's just a bunch of hits below the belt. You know?
Absolutely.
And
it's got to be uncomfortable.
When I watch a roast, I don't like watching roasts. And then when John asked me if I watch, I said I don't watch it. Why? Because it gives me anxiety. It's like watching Impractical Jokers. You know, a lot of that just gives me anxiety. I love it. Those guys are great. It is funny, but I get anxiety from watching it. It's like that John Quinones and that What Would You Do stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I can't watch it because it just I can't. It just messes me up. A roast, same thing. It's just too many awkward things and too many inappropriate, I guess. I'm not a huge roast fan. I think you can do a roast and you can have light humor sometimes.
No.
I don't know. I feel like you can. I think they go overboard sometimes with it.
I mean, it started how many years ago, right?
Yeah.
With like
Hugh Hefner was on there, right?
Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and, like that whole generation, the Friars Club.
Mm-hmm.
And they were cleaner than they are today. But a roast is a roast.
Yeah.
No holds barred. Anything goes.
Yeah.
We're going to just defeat you, but we're doing it because we love you.
Yeah.
And we're doing it because you're the best at, we have to take you a step down.
Yeah.
You're the best at what you do. And we have to just make fun of you. It's the I think one of my favorites might have been the roast of like Bruce Willis. Like that was a funny one.
Yeah.
There was there's been so many. There's been so many.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't really watch. I've caught here and there and whatever, but it's I would say just my final statement on all this. It's fine and everything if you roast someone, but sometimes I feel like when certain people get involved, like Jimmy Kimmel or someone, they start bringing their own agenda into it and their own political things into it. Just talk about, don't.
I see what you mean. Like, some of them aren't just roasting you. They're bringing everybody around you into it.
Because they want to get their point across. Because they're whiny babies that need to say, oh, this is what I feel. Well, I'm not going to talk about you. I want to talk about this for a little bit first. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's stupid. All right.
Anywho,
listen.
If you didn't check it out, check it out. It's edited now. It's not 3 hours anymore. Yeah.
Shout out Ghost Hawk.
Ghost
Awesome
Hawk
stuff.
Brewing. Steve, the owner.
Silk City next door. Good stuff, guys. All right. And hopefully, give peace a chance.
Just do this, right? What happens back in the day when they put on their tie-dye headbands and their purple glasses? They smoked a little weed. They played the guitar. Give peace a chance.
Give peace a chance, guys. Or not.
Stop taking over the schools.
Yes. Schools are for educating only, people. John, cheers.
Brother.
As always, cheers to you guys.
Peace.
Later.